day, you know, my brother Krishnan, whom you know, he mentioned this to me. That Swamiji actually spoke today at the anniversary function of Ashavidya Gurukulam in Pennsylvania, Saylorsburg today. Today was the 34th anniversary of the Gurukulam. Swamiji spoke at it, and then I think after lunch he retired to his room, and Brahmachari Suryanarayana ji, whom you know, he tried to wake him up around 5:30 or so today, and he was unable to wake him up. So that's what I heard. And I remember Swamiji coming to Houston, Jaykumar, maybe 2011, 2012, and I remember how well you took care of Swamiji during that trip. We had the pleasure of so many satsangs with Swamiji during that trip. And then last year, he came to Houston again. My wife Chitra and I and our daughter Shruti, we had the pleasure of hosting Swamiji at our home for satsang. He spoke about Bhagavatam for about an hour and a half. We had invited several families here in the Clear Lake area. Brahmachari Suryanarayan ji also accompanied him in that visit. He spoke about the essence of Bhagavatam. Very moving satsang we had at home. And it was a very sunny day in Houston that day. And as Swamiji was concluding the Bhagavatam discourse, pravachan, there was a shower of rain, like Avabrita Snanam that day. And we were all blessed by his presence that day. Swamiji also had satsang in other places in Houston. I think Chandrasekhar Raghu's house also he had satsang. I think Maheshji mentioned that. So we were all looking forward to another visit by Swamiji this year. But because of the coronavirus situation, we couldn't invite him back again to Houston. But I will always cherish, the time, the many, I knew him for more than 20 years now. I'll always cherish my association with Swamiji. Like you mentioned, Jaykumar, he had also studied with Swami Akhandananda Saraswati of Vrindavan, a great Mahatma for those who might have heard of, who might not have heard of Swami Akhandananda Saraswati. And Swami Pradeep Godanji was also very dear to Puja Swamiji. Even now in all his satsangs, all his discourses, the most recent one was in the Patrons Day camp in Gurukulam. He talked about Ganapati Adarshisham. He would always quote what Puja Swamiji Dayanandaji would say literally. He would say, my teacher Swami Dayanandaji used to say, and then he would say what Puja Swamiji would say verbatim. That was his greatness. And I'm sure, he was a Jivan Mukta, and he has indeed attained Brahma Nirvana.
Yeah, thanks, Vaidya. Yeah, that's good to know. I was not aware of some of those details. And yeah, Akhandanji, he used to quote Swami Akhandanji used to quote in his classes also. Remember that. And yeah, and I was listening to Ganapati Atharvashesha Upanishad, some of his talks I was listening to last 2 weeks ago also. So, Swamiji had come to our home in Chennai years ago. So probably 8 years, 9 years ago. Suddenly one day he said, Jaykumar, I'm coming. And so we were so happy. And he has come here also to Coimbatore. Here he has come. See, the thing is this. Am I audible?
Yeah. The thing is this. One has to be married in order to invite a sannyasi home. So I can't invite Swamiji home at all. I'm not qualified. So I can't do that. It's actually against our shastram for an unmarried person to invite a Swamiji and please come for Bhiksha and all. You can't say that. So that's why if they decide to come, then that's the great thing. And so it's a bit sad, and I think it will create a big vacuum in many people's minds. But we pray that that we pass through this difficult situation smoothly. Yeah. Any other questions? Satsang questions? Yeah, so correct. So he came to Chandraji's house. Even in 2011 in Houston, he came to Chandraji's home because that is where we used to conduct our classes. His home was our ashram, basically in Houston, and so he came there. So I don't know if you're referring to that period or the last year.
No.
Last year also.
Last year. 1.5 years ago.
Correct.
Last year.
Correct. And so here's another question. So Vidyaji is asking, is Swami Dayananda Saraswati Ji's parampara Swami Chinmayananda Ji? So Swamiji always talks about three sannyasis who have influenced his life. And one is Swami Chinmayananda Ji. Another one is Swami Tarananda Ji. And third Swamiji is Swami Pranavananda Ji from Andhra Pradesh. 3. And the context is like this. Swami Chinmayananda Ji, because he was popular and he wanted to listen to more of Swamiji, and so he was associated with Swami Chinmayananda Ji. Swami Tarananda Ji, long ago in Rishikesh itself, he had been studying under Swami Tarananda Ji and studied Brahma Sutra and all important texts he had studied. And so he considered Swami Tarananda Ji as his guru. Then Swami Pranavananda Ji, Gudivada, if I remember right, that is the place Swamiji is from. And once our Swami Dayananda Ji went to Gudivada, I think. And Swami Pranavananda Ji asked him to talk. And so Swamiji took the stage and spoke. And he said something. So Swamiji talked about there's many paths, right? Many paths. And there is Karma Yoga, there is this yoga, there is that Raja Yoga, there is Bhakti Yoga, there is this yoga. And it seems Swami Pranavananda Ji called him, come here. What are you talking? Who taught you all this? And then he set him right, as it were. And so how can there be so many paths in knowledge? And I like that thing was such an important lesson for Puja Swamiji, as he would say. And so there are three sannyasis he would consider as his gurus. And so we have pictures of him where he is doing Pada Puja to Chinmayananda Ji, Tarananda Ji, Pranavananda Ji. Tarananda Ji, all of them, of course, have attained Samadhi. So very interesting how all the stories we hear of such great people. Okay. If there are no other questions, then we can.
Jai Kumarji, can I ask a question? Priya here.
Yeah, go ahead, Priya.
In the WhatsApp forward, you say that moksha is yet to be accomplished in Vedanta, but you say moksha is already accomplished in Vedanta. But I thought that one had to go through this the self-knowledge process, and it's after that you accomplish moksha. So when you say it's already accomplished, can you please explain that?
Sure. So this is the this is the uniqueness of Vedanta. So Siddha Vishaya versus Sadhya Vishaya. There are two kinds of accomplishments in life. Two kinds of accomplishments. The first kind of accomplishment is accomplishing what you have not accomplished. Now you're wondering, what is this? That is what it is. That is what accomplishment is. Means what you have not accomplished, you are going to accomplish. That is the definition of accomplishment. Is there another kind of accomplishment or what? Yeah, there is another kind of accomplishment. It is called the accomplishment of the already accomplished. Okay. How is that? How is that possible? So that is where we give the example of the person who thinks, the person who lost his keys, lost his keys. And so he is searching for his keys. Why? Because he doesn't have the keys. And searching. You can say car keys or the keys of your home, whatever. Searching for it. And then what happens? Then finally he finds it. How does he find it? Because he touches his pockets and then he says, oh my God, it's there right here. Correct? It's there right here. So here is a person who thought he did not have the keys. But so that this is an example of accomplishment of the already accomplished. Did he accomplish something or not? Yes, he accomplished something. He got his keys. But did he really get his keys? You can get your keys only if you don't have the keys. Only then it's called getting. Otherwise it's not called getting. You can get up from your bed or you can get something. You can go to the store and get something. But this is not the category of getting. So there's an example of Kuchu and his eyeglasses. It's a very popular example. All children love it. We all studied it in school. And so he's keeping the glasses. So this is a nice example. So this is a person who is searching for his glasses. Now tell me, can this person ever find his glasses? So Priya, you need to think about this. Okay. So we have already covered this topic earlier. So you may have joined a little late. But this is important to note. A person searching for the glasses, his glasses, not somebody else's glasses. Somebody else's glasses are all there. Okay. But the person searching for that one particular pair of glasses never will find it. Why he will never find it? Why? Because it is not there at all. It is not there where he is looking for. He is going to look wherever he looks for, he will not find it. Correct? Therefore, why? Because it's an already accomplished thing. The person has the glasses with him. The person who thinks he does not have the glasses wants to become the person who wants to have the glasses. Correct? They change the language slightly. I want to be somebody who possesses the glasses. But then what happens? You're already possessing the glasses. Then what? There's a problem here. How can the possessor of the glasses look for the glasses? Yes, it's possible. How is it possible? It's called ajnanam, ignorance. When I'm ignorant of a fact, what fact? The fact that I possess my glasses, then Maya is active and this life goes on and on. Therefore, this Vedanta comes in that category of the accomplishment of the already accomplished. Correct? Accomplishment of the already accomplished. And so we have to prove, of course, that moksha is a siddha vishaya. Atma we talked about. What is Atma? Atma is Purnaha. Atma is not out there. Atma is not in heaven. Atma is nowhere. Atma is everywhere. Atma is here and it is everywhere also. So that is where that is how the study is approached. Look at that. Look at how we approach the study is so important. So important. You must, that's why Swamiji will say, Understanding the problem is as important as solving the problem. But understand the fundamental problem here. And that's how it works, Priya. Does that help somewhat?
Yeah, thank you, Jay Kumarji.
It's important. This separates, because if this is different from what? Every other pursuit. Going to heaven, yeah, not accomplished. I'm not in heaven. At least people have made a conclusion they're not in heaven. So you can't, what can you say? No, you are living in heaven. You can't say that. What? You're living in heaven. What are you talking about? No. So you're not living in heaven and you want to go to heaven. Okay, good. Accomplishment of the not yet accomplished. Everybody else is in that category. And it works well. You know why? Because nobody can prove heaven exists. And nobody can disprove heaven exists. That also, okay? So it works perfect. This is a perfect tool for people to control others. Perfect tool. God exists, you can't prove. God does not exist, you can't prove. My heaven is better heaven than your heaven, okay? You should follow me, all right? Nobody can prove it, nobody can disprove it. Pakka, just perfect business. This is a business model, I think. This is the best business model you can have. And so, very important, very crucial to understand that difference. So, therefore, accomplishment of the not yet accomplished is what? Sadhya Vishaya. Sadhya. Sadhya means to be accomplished. Accomplishment of the already accomplished. Siddha Vishaya. Siddha means already accomplished. And how do you accomplish the already accomplished? By removing that ignorance which separates me from what I want. No time separates me from what I want. Distance does not separate me from what I want. The only thing that separates me from what I want is ignorance, ajnanam. Correct? So, we will have a chance to discuss that and unfold it. So, I hope this introduction will help you. Huh? Okay.
Shall I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead, Anand.
This sangastesu pajayate, like how do I break that word?
So, good. So, there are three words there. Sangaha is the first word, and then teshu is the second word. Okay, teshu is the second word. So, teshu is what? Saptami, right? Tat is the pratipadikam, and Saptami bahuvachanam teshu. In them. And then upajayate is born. In them. In what? In vishayan, vishayeshu. Teshu vishayeshu sangaha upajayate. In those objects that I dwell on, an attachment is born. Correct?
Anyway.
And then likewise, sangat sanjayate kamaha, kamat krodhaha abhijayate.
Yeah, that
we'll discuss that. Yeah.
And this samyamya, what form is that word? Is it like lyap?
Correct. It's lyap. Correct. Samyamya. So yamanam, yam plus lyap, and then sampurvaka. So it's a lyabanta. Correct. Having done something, having mastered one's sense organs. Yeah. Good. So did we cover lyabanta in Sasim? I think we did.
Yeah.
Twa and lyap, both we covered. Yeah.
Yes.
Good. Okay. So we will stop with that. We'll chant the Dhanvantari mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalashahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalashahastaya सर्वामय विनाशनाय त्रैलोक्यनाथाय श्री महाविष्णवे नमः। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय धन्वन्तरये अमृतकलशहस्ताय सर्वामय विनाशनाय त्रैलोक्यनाथाय श्री महाविष्णवे नमः।